Hello, my name is Matt Levitro, and I am the Chief Financial Officer for Donor Alliance, the federally designated nonprofit that facilitates organ and tissue donation in most of Wyoming. As the organization that manages the complex medical process of donation and transplantation, we also work to educate and inspire the public under Donate Life, the symbol that represents the cause nationwide. On behalf of the Board of Directors and staff, many of whom are participating virtually today, I would like to welcome each of you to the third Annual Scavenger Hunt program as we come together virtually across Wyoming and beyond. I hope everyone had fun with friends and family today, solving clues, and that you learned something new about the gift of life made possible through organ, eye, and tissue donation. Today, we're honoring the lives of organ and tissue donors, celebrating the lives of transplant recipients, and recognizing those who continue to wait for a life-saving transplant. There are nearly 150 Wyoming residents who are waiting for a life-saving transplant. It is for those brave candidates and the hundreds of donors and their families that we are gathered here to raise awareness about the power and impact of the gift of life and all the heroes who say yes. If you've not yet had a chance, be sure to visit the Donate Life Forest online at donoralliance.org/virtual Donate Life Forest. Just like the cycle of life witnessed in a forest, this virtual place honors those connected to organ, eye, and tissue donation, donors, recipients, living donors, and waitlist candidates. I know many of you who are watching have a personal story to tell about your loved ones. I encourage you to share those stories on social media with each other and to continue sharing the stories of their legacies for years to come. Please consider sharing your stories with us on social media and tag Donate Life Wyoming. I've had the pleasure of working in the donation and transplantation industry for the last 18 years, and I continue to be inspired every day by the number of lives our industry touches. Wyomingites have strongly demonstrated their support for the life-saving gift of donation, with 62% of residents checking yes and joining the donor registry at Driver Services. This rate puts Wyoming among the top in the nation and proves that Wyomingites truly embody the spirit of the West and believe in helping their neighbors. Thank you for sharing your generous community spirit with those who need it most. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on those who have passed on and created hope for the life-saving and healing that comes as a result of organ, eye, and tissue donation. Thank you. Today's ceremony is a labor of love for you from our staff. My thanks to the entire Donor Alliance team and the committee who has been responsible for this special day. I would now like to introduce our first speaker, Sierra Uhala. Sierra is a donor mother, and she lovingly shares her family's donation story with us today.
Hello, and welcome to the third annual Wyoming Donate Life Scavenger Hunt. My name is Sierra Jahlin. I am a Donor Alliance advocate for life. I wish we were all in person this year celebrating organ, eye, and tissue donation by finding fun clues downtown. However, I'm thankful that we can celebrate this great event virtually with our friends and family throughout the nation. I became a Donor Alliance advocate about 3 years ago when I lost my son, Cash. He was a fun, energetic, and loving little boy who enjoyed multiple activities. Among his favorites were going to the park and sliding down the slides. He was always thrilled to hang out with his dad at the fire hall and go on fire truck rides with all the firefighters. Most of all, I think Cash enjoyed playing in the water. Whether it was out at the lake on our boat, visiting the pool, or even hanging out in the front yard with some water balloons, squirt gun, and the hose, Cash was always splashing around. Cash passed away unexpectedly before his second birthday. However, the love that Cash gave during his life lives on as he was able to donate multiple gifts to others in need with the help of Donor Alliance. Shortly after giving his gifts, we received letters from recipients. Some of these recipients were able to get soft tissue from Cash. This helped them walk pain-free when before they had pain with walking or were unable to walk at all. We were even able to meet one recipient in person when she came to Colorado to meet her granddaughter for the first time. a trip that wouldn't have been possible without Cash's kidney. Cash was also able to donate his entire bone structure. This would be used to do research on different childhood bone diseases to help find cures. The number of children that Cash can help comfort and heal with this research could someday be in the millions. His dad and I are so proud of him, and we encourage everyone to register to be a donor. You can do it by visiting your local DMV and renewing your driver's license, or online through the Donor Alliance webpage.
Thank you so much, Sierra, for sharing the inspiring story of your son Cash and his donation legacy. Our final speaker is a valued staff member at Donor Alliance. Please welcome your fellow Wyomingite, Gary Lowry.
Hello. Thank you for joining us today on our virtual scavenger hunt for 2021. Hopefully next year we can all get together and do this in person. My name is Gary Lockery. I'm the Regional Donation Consultant for Donor Alliance up here in Casper, Wyoming. And it's my privilege to be here today. And I thank the staff for the scavenger hunt for inviting me to share my story. I've been in the field of donation since 1988, starting with the Rocky Mountain Lions Eye Bank. I joined Donor Alliance in 2007. My role at Donor Alliance is twofold. I work with hospitals around the state to help ensure that their donation programs are compliant with federal regulations and their requirements, and also work hand in hand with Rocky Mountain Lions Eye Bank to help train their staff in approaching donor families for eye and tissue donation. Also, on the other side of my role is I work as a family support coordinator. When we receive a referral for a potential organ donor here at Wyoming Medical Center or any of the surrounding communities, I help evaluate that patient to see if they are a potential organ donor, work alongside the medical staff, and when the time is right, approach the family for donation. Then allowing them to know that their loved one had either selected or made the decision to donate, or that they are allowed to donate on his or her behalf. Once a organ donation has started, I walk that pathway with the family, which is a profound privilege and something that has impacted me greatly over the past 14 years. I was also asked to share my connection on the other side of the donation coin, not as an employee of Donor Alliance, but as a donor family member. Back in September, actually on September 11th of 2013, we received a call that my dad had been found down at home and was taken to the hospital. My aunt found him during a wellness check, and I went to my dad's house, found her in the care of the EMS personnel, and we followed her to the hospital. At that time, my sisters and I were informed that my dad had passed and that my aunt was being treated for carbon monoxide poisoning as well. We were eventually approached for donation. He was a potential skin donor, was eligible to donate skin, and the designated requester informed us that he was not registered, which was surprising to us, as he'd always talked of being a donor, perhaps donating his body to science, and one day getting into medical school. He liked to joke. He was a retired biology teacher. We said we knew he wanted to donate, so as we were filling out the forms, I realized that I wasn't the authorizing person as the oldest child, but that my aunt was the medical power of attorney. She couldn't make that decision. She was confused why he wasn't on the registry. And about that time, the house supervisor realized that his date of birth that they checked the registry with was incorrect. Once that was rectified, we did find out that he was registered, which was a great relief to us all. He had made that decision ahead of time and of his own volition. The donation went forward. We were kept informed by Donor Alliance Tissue, and he had difficulty getting to Colorado and getting home because of all the severe storms that month. There was severe flooding and had closed I-25 in several places during several different times. But his skin donation did move forward. People did receive grafts, and that was a great solace to my family, and it still is to this day. So today, as we are doing our hunt, our scavenger hunt, and thinking of those that have passed and donated, thinking of those that have received these gifts of life, please honor them as we do every day. And I hope you have a wonderful time during the hunt as we promote organ, eye, and tissue donation.
Thank you, Gary, for sharing such heartwarming stories about the gift of life. As we prepare to conclude today's event with a ceremonial bubble release, please take a moment to think about how donation and transplantation has made an impact in your life.
Remember blowing bubbles as a child? It was a magical experience filled with joy and wonder. When bubbles are around, they provide rare moments of magic. Bubbles help to remind us how beautiful and yet fragile life can be. Each bubble is uniquely beautiful and for a short time is a floating miracle for all to behold. They serve as reminders to appreciate the charm and grace of the present moment. Let the images of bubbles inspire you to appreciate the lives around you now, the lives that have been lived, and the life that has been given.
Thank you all so much for supporting your fellow Wyomingites by saying yes to organ, eye, and tissue donation and participating in the 3rd Annual Scavenger Hunt. We hope to see everyone in person next year.